Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to FTB Interactions. So, since the last episode, it hasn't been a ton of time. Since the last episode, I have been gathering up lotus blossoms. I did plant those and got like an actual little field set up for those. And actually, I'll pop you over there really quick. And you can see I have expanded out. I've been working on expanding out the gardens a little bit. And actually, I had more vanilla beans and more limes, but I had a creeper blow up right here. I didn't see it because they go invisible, and it snuck up on me and blew up. So I had to repair that, and I'm still working on getting the limes and vanilla beans that are missing, get those planted back. I didn't die, but he did explode and wipe out a big chunk of that. And then over here I've got walnuts, I've got mangoes, I've got avocados, I've got nutmeg, pawpaws, and cherries. I don't have everything prepped up for the venison. I do have all the seeds ready to go. I have to get that stuff all set up. I didn't do that, but it's not a big deal because if you take a look at our nutrition, we are 100% on 4, 85% on fruit. And admittedly, the way I did it, I've noticed my nutrition stays to whatever I get it to. It's just it increases really slowly. So what I did was I ate a bunch of thankful dinners back to back. Not the best choice if you're trying to make the most out of your food, but I'm not. So I went ahead and just nommed through those. And I could eat it once again and probably get my 5th buff. But you can see that I've got toughness 4, strength, resistance, and then I have 18 hearts. So one more level and we'll have toughness 5. I think it caps out toughness 5, strength, resistance. Which toughness 5, it just shows toughness, but it's toughness 5. Toughness 5, strength, resistance, and then you get 20 hearts in total. So we're in pretty good shape. And I actually just found something really cool. Okay, so I went out because I was 2 bookcases short, and I was like, well, I could make them, but my teleport had me going straight to a village, and I was like, well, they probably got bookcases. Sure enough, they did, but I went just a little bit away from where I teleported in and out. And I found something really exciting. So, we're going to check that out today. Also, our our charcoal farm is running great. It's running wonderfully. I actually pulled off, you may notice I've got some conveyors on me. That's because I pulled them off. Because, look at all this charcoal. This actually had some wood in there, so that's what I pulled out like that. So I did disconnect this for now, and I've just got the charcoal building up because, you know, I don't have any other use for it at the moment. I also made a lumber axe. This is stone, and obsidian. So, realistically, we could start moving into LV and make a better one, and we will do that, but not today. That's not what we're going to do today. We're not going to start on LV today or next episode. I'm already sure of that. But anyways, yeah, this is backing up nicely, and everything's running great. I'll turn down all that like thunder. It's just going constant. So anyways, today we're going to start working on some character development stuff. That is our goal. And there's a couple things that I want to do. First and foremost, probably one of the easiest things I want to do is do that. Oh, by the way, one thing I want to show you. One really nice thing about this charcoal farm is it also means that we have basically infinite EMC. We have, I mean, making my obsidian now, whoops, I'm so used to storage drawers. If I just grab up, there we go, and I come up here, watch this, I got 5,000 and then 25,000. So, wonderful stuff. And then I've got some obsidian over here. We need to make ourselves 3 things. Grab another crafting station here. I want to make 3 of these fancy item frames. And then we can take these and pow, and that's not right. Ah, it's over there. Okay, my bad. Let me grab this stuff then. And you'll notice I got levels built up. We're going to start using those in just a moment. That's why I hurried up and got those lotus blossoms planted back. Because, you know, we haven't had those planted since we left the void. You know, we had some planted while we were in the void. Then I moved. And, you know, I haven't needed XP. Until we get into enchanting, it's not like we really needed XP. But since we were going to start getting into enchanting today, I was like, yeah, I better get that XP set back up. So I did that real quick. Real quick like. Okay, so let's get our... doesn't want to register that. There we go. And right click. And make me an enchantment table. And of course we're going to set this up somewhere temporary until I get a little proper area. I didn't really get a whole lot of building done on here. To be fair, like I said, it hasn't been a whole lot of time. And hey, quest complete. We got an enchantment table, which means that we get 4 obsidian. And let's see, Vanilla Enchanting combined with Animus Ritual of Unmaking to duplicate enchants and Botania's Mana Enchanter, as well as Uncapped Anvil, thanks to Apotheosis, take the Vanilla Enchantment to a whole new level. With this new power comes some new restrictions as well. Certain enchantments require minimum levels before they will begin showing up. And those requiring more than level 30 will require your enchanter to have Hell-infused bookshelves. Okay, well, we can't do Hell-infused bookshelves at the moment. There's also a quest here saying... this details minimum level adjustments specific to this pack. So level 10 is Life Mending, Sweeping Edge, Airtight Seal. Level 12 is Venom. Level 20 is Vorpal, Quick Draw, Repellent, and Wither. Level 30 is Soulbound. Level 32 is Scavenger and Reaper, which is kind of nice. Level 40 is Multi-Shot and True Infinity, which True Infinity is the one where, if I recall, the one where you have infinite arrows and you don't have to carry an arrow on you, you know. Level 120 is Astral Sorcery Smelting, and level 127 is Splitting. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mark that off. And there's a quest here for the Mana Pylon and then the Hell-infused bookshelves. Each Hell-infused bookshelf has double the enchanting power of normal bookshelves and are needed to go beyond enchantment levels of 50 up to 320. And then the Mana Pylon, it counts for 8 levels, and Gaia Pylons count for 15. Neither can exceed a level 30 bonus, however. Additionally, the Mana Pylon is your core gate for the Mana Enchanter. Okay. So this is all kind of enchanting stuff. I still don't know why it's not registering that satchel that we made. I'll probably end up just making another one. It wouldn't hurt to have 2 of those. I don't know where I'm going. Let's go ahead and warp on back. And let's take our enchantment table and let's just set this thing up somewhere for right now. And we're going to put it right here. We'll go ahead and drop down our bookshelves. Okay, so now we can actually start enchanting. That's why I've got some levels built up here. Right now, of course, all we can do is the level 30 enchants. That's fine. Let me grab like 2 chests, and let me go ahead and grab this book and this book. And yeah, so we've got a Blast Protection 3 and a Hell Infusion 4 book. And I also want to grab some additional books. And what I'm going to do for that is I'm actually just going to break down these bookshelves that I got for now. I mean, I can make books, but the bookshelves from the village are pretty common. So I'll just use this lumber axe on them. Okay, so let's do that. That. There we go. 15 books. And let's get started. So this chest I'm going to use... Oh, I need lapis, right? Oh, I forget that I need lapis for enchanting these days. Let's see, didn't we get a little bit of lapis? We've got 12. So we could start with that, or we could do something else that I'm wanting to do, which, I mean, realistically, we can make an autoclave now, like the LV autoclave. Once we start moving into LV power, that's going to be one of the first things we go for. But at the moment, we do not have this. Does this have enchantment table? Does not keep its lapis. Okay. But let's see what we got here. Efficiency 3. Not really what I'm in the market for. Let me check this stuff. There's Blast Protection 4. Protection 3. Feather Falling 4. And Unbreaking 4. Oh, man. All of which would be pretty nice. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this stuff away. And we're not going to bother enchanting the iron stuff right now. Because one thing that I thought of, we're at the point now, since we have steel, we could start making thaumium. And so what we're going to do... Okay, we're going to hold off on that, because one thing I want to do, if we're going to start enchanting... Well, I don't know. Let me check something. I do want to make some thaumium this episode. I don't know if I want to bother making the Thaumium armor, because it's going to give me a little bit of toughness, which isn't bad. But at the same time, is it worth it right now? Am I too lazy to make this right now? That's the question. That is the question. I think I'm going to hold off on the Thaumium. Iron, I think, is going to be fine for what we're going to be doing right now, actually. But we are going to make some Thaumium this episode, because there's something in particular that I want. So let's pull this stuff off. Let's do this. And let me eat just a little bit of this stuff. And let me eat this too. I'd like to get this fruit done. Which I'm very, very close to getting that 5th and final nutrition buff. Assuming that I don't die and lose it. You know, that would be terrible. So that one's Unbreaking 4. This one was Blast Protection 4. This one was Protection 3. This one was Feather Falling 4. Okay, I think I want to go with the Protection 3. I do believe. I think that'll be pretty good on our legs. So let's go ahead and grab that. We got Unbreaking 4 and Protection 3. Awesome. I will take that. That's pretty good. And then let's see. Next up we have Multi-Jump 3. I actually don't like Multi-Jump. You know, I would think I would, but I end up jumping too much and it ends up causing an issue. There's Projectile Protection 2, which is pretty nice. Aqua Affinity, Projectile Protection 3. What was that? 3? That was 3 too. So I could get that on the headpiece. Let me do that. Let me get Projectile Protection 3 maybe on the headpiece. Because that's going to help to, defend us against skeletons. Now I know the trench coat will deflect arrows. But the thing is we can't craft a trench coat. We just have to get one. I do have one that I'm wearing as a cosmetic piece. But it doesn't have much durability at the moment, so I don't want to waste it. Yeah, let's go with Projectile Protection 3 on here. So that's all we got on that. That's fine. Okay. And then next up, we've got Thorns. Or Multi-Jump. I don't want Multi-Jump. I wouldn't mind Thorns, though. Okay, I'm not really happy with either of those enchants, so I think what I'm going to do is just throw a book in here. And we'll just go with the sharpness, so I can save and have enough lapis to do these, I guess. Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, so now we've got Projectile Protection 6. Projectile Protection 3. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Protection 4, yeah. Projectile Protection 6 sounds pretty promising. So we'll have Projectile Protection 3 on the headpiece, right? Yeah, and then we'll have 6 on the chest piece. I will take that. I'm not going for just straight protection. I was actually wanting to put that blast protection book on something maybe. Okay, level 30, let's do this. Projectile Protection 6, please. And Soulbound. Prevents item from being lost on death. Most gravestone mods are stupid and prevent this from working. Okay. I don't know, not the ones I've encountered per se, but Unbreaking 4, that's not bad. Yeah, we'll take that. Plus, we might get some other stuff. Unbreaking 4 would not be a bad thing. I really want Unbreaking on that chest piece. And maybe they'll give me, like, Unbreaking and, I don't know, something other than a protection. I can stick that blast protection on the boots. And then I would have kind of a nice mix between really good projectile protection. And then some decent protection, some decent blast protection. But we'll see. There we go. And Unbreaking 4, Multi-Jump 3, Protection 3. I'll take it. I will take it. So now we have Multi-Jump, which generally means you end up damaging yourself a lot without any kind of fall protection, but that's okay. Oh, there's Venom 5, but I don't have the lapis for that. Okay, so we ended up with Projectile Protection 3, Projectile Protection 6, and Soulbound. Unbreaking 4, Protection 3, and Unbreaking 4, Multi-Jump 3, Protection 3. I'd say that's a pretty solid set of iron armor. I wish the helmet was a little bit better, but that's still not too bad. That's still not too bad at all. So, I mean, I could make another helmet and stick, like, blast protection on there or something, but I'm not going to. And then we've also got, of course, we got this Hell Infusion 4. It's not really going to be all that useful until we get to the Nether. And then we have Sharpness 1, which we can stick on something. Now, what I want to do next is I want to make a few pieces of Thaumium. And this is made with steel, now that we've got steel. Yay! And then we're going to need Percantio and Terra. And something that Mass Critic brought up a bit back is that, let's see, let's get crystal shards and a crystal chunk. And what we can do is we can make crystal torches, which these have 3 Percantio each on them. Which I'm going to need another set. I can't remember if I can break these down. Yes, I can. Awesome. Okay, so let's do that. So it's going to put me at 36 Percantio. That's not bad. So then we'll match that up with 36 Terra, which Terra should be easy enough via cobblestone. So we'll get 7 of those because they got 5 Terra each. And then we'll need 7 pieces of steel. I'm going to go ahead and make 7 pieces of Thaumium. I actually only need like 3 right now. I don't know why I'm going over here. All right, so let's get 7 steel. And here we go. I wish like multi-jump gave you like fall protection. But maybe we'll find it to be useful. Who knows? Okay, so here we go. We're going to toss in 12 crystal torches, 7 cobblestone, 7 steel. There's our 7 Thaumium ingots. And then we'll empty that out, which is always good for the environment. So there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this Thaumium and we're going to go make some plates with it for starters. So where be you, Forge Hammer? I can't wait till we get 1-to-1 plates. Once we get that, no, I can't remember the thing that makes plates. It's a machine that, what is it? The metal bender. We can start making plates with that. But okay, so there's 2 of those. It's still a whole lot cheaper than it used to be. And then we're going to place this out like that. And then we're going to take a hammer and a file. And we're going to get a Thaumium sword blade. And then we're going to take this, and I think it's just a stick. Yeah, it's just a stick. That. And we get a Thaumium sword. You'll notice this thing, you know, I mentioned back, and it was like episode 4. I was like, we need to get an emerald farm going so we can make the emerald tools. Because, I mean, you got like the emerald sword blade that has 8 attack damage. Not bad. And decent durability. But then we just never did. It didn't really feel all that important then, because we weren't really exploring, you know. I was basically just defending myself. And the sword worked fine for like moving around. So, but now we're about to go exploring. We need a better sword. This thing has 12 attack damage. It's like double what our iron longsword has. Not to mention it has monster durability. Like the durability on it is just, it's amazing. Okay, so we got ourselves a new sword, and we've got that extra Sharpness 1 book. We're not going to use this, you know, this sword forever. So why don't we just go ahead and stick that Sharpness 1 on there? I've just got to figure out, did I make an anvil for my use, or did I not? I'm going to say that I didn't. So I'm going to have to whip up an anvil real quick. It's going to be weird getting used to not having that lunge, though. Even though the lunge tends to be bad for me. So it's probably for the best that I don't have that at the moment. Okay, I'm actually out of lava at the moment, so I'm going to have to go get some lava, too. Tell you what, I'm going to have me a thankful dinner. Since these can be eaten any time, that's going to put us up over the mark that we need to hit. So 94%, or is it above? Is it above? There we go. We have toughness, strength, and resistance. Of course, I have strength and resistance also from the food. But I wish that they would stack. That would be amazing if they stacked. But they don't. So, okay, so now while that's running, the next thing I want to do, as we continue our character development stuff, is that I want to start into brewing. Not like brewing potions, but Do we really have regeneration? Oh, that's because I drank that potion. Never mind. I was like, man, is that like a new passive for this or something? But no, it's not. Oh, that's pretty nice for 94%. What I want to do is I want to start into rustic brewing. There's a couple things that we're going to need to get this started. We're going to need to get ourselves a crushing tub, which is slabs, wood, and iron. And then we're going to want a brewing barrel, which is iron, slabs, and wood planks. Alright, so the brewing barrels, let's go ahead and get 2 of these, I think. Maybe more. Let's see how much wood we've got. And then we're going to get 1 crushing tub. I think that should be good. And then, yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and get 2 more brewing barrels. And I don't have the wood now. Let me grab some wood. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some liquid barrels. So there's that. We'll go ahead and get 4 to start with, I think. I think that should be good. And so what we're going to do, I'm actually going to set this up over here for right now. And that's simply because I don't have, we're going to have a little like brewing area set up over there, but I don't have it built, and it would just be kind of convenient to have this set up over here for right now. So we're going to have our liquid barrels, we're going to have our crushing tub, we're going to have our brewing barrels. And what we need to do, let's pop over to here. I actually need to get grapes up and going, and that means I'm going to need some rope, and it means I'm going to need some wooden stakes. If I want to do, I can either do the rustic, but I think the Pam's Harvest Craft grapes would work too, but I'll show you how the rustic ones work, because I'm going to have some of those set up in addition to having the Pam's Harvest Craft ones. The rustic ones, if the Pam's Harvest Craft ones work, which I seem to remember them working, but, you know, I could be wrong. I'm half crazy most of the time, so I don't know. But let's get ourselves a bit of rope, and let's get ourselves some wooden stakes. I'll take 13, that's great. It's more than what I need, but that's okay. And we're also going to need some glass bottles. But let's pop over, and let's see, I think this area is all chunk loaded, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let me actually pop up here. That's where I've got all my grape seeds. Because I know I always get a bunch of questions about the rustic crops. Because they are a little bit more involved, I guess you would say. Don't I have grape seeds? I don't have grape seeds. Well, in that case, I need Pam's Harvest Craft grapes anyways. Like I said, I believe there'll be Ore Dictionary to where they work with the brewing system, but we'll find out. This is my little black Kari wood area over here. I'm actually not even sure where I'm going to put these grapes, so for right now I'm going to put them here. They'll get moved, I promise, but I guess I could use earthworms too. Maybe, because it'll speed things up a little bit. They do give a speed boost, so we'll do that, and we'll get our grapes planted. And, yeah, it's not going to work. Let me go get some bone meal. That didn't actually go very far. Okay, well, we got some grapes started, anyways. And that's okay, because we've got some other stuff that we need to work on, so the grapes have time to grow, so that's not a biggie. We're going to be making 2 different brews before we go out really exploring. One is going to be wine, and the other one is going to be wild berry wine. And then eventually we'll add some more because there's some really useful, like ale. It's really nice because it's going to prevent you from getting hungry so fast. Yeah, I love it. Toughness. Look at all that, like, armor. And I've got 20 hearts. It's so good. And then there's one that does like a wither resistance effect. And I mean, brewing is just all around. It's really, really useful. You know, we used it a bit on Sevtech, and we're going to be using it even more so in this pack because we don't have Between Lands brewing in this pack. So, but anyways, we can take all of our wild berries and just dump them in there and just start smashing them. Loads of fun. Okay, and then let's grab a bucket of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to just take our bucket. We're going to add it into here, and this is going to start brewing. And it's going to try to make wild berry wine. Now, starting out, there's no reason to do more than a bucket, because otherwise you're just kind of wasting liquid, because we're going to have to build this up to make it a good quality liquor before it's of any use to us, really. So, and starting out, it's kind of random as to the quality you're going to get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start up multiple batches of this, and then we can just pick the best, assuming that we get even any decent quality out of any of this. And I'm going to do that and just break this off. I really need to set up separate crushing tubs, but that's okay. That's okay. I think I want to say it's 250 millibuckets per wild berry, maybe. But I could be wrong. And by the way, the grape seeds, if you find a jungle... Yeah, see, I'm going to end up hurting myself with that multi-jump. I really did not want multi-jump on there. I'll try to get that off later. Yeah, I'm going to go get some more bone meal. But if you find yourself in a jungle, if you break the vines, there is a chance that you'll get grape seeds. So that's where you're going to come across those at. Like the rustic grapes. But anyways, to get those to work, we'll set some up later. I did show them off in SevTech too, so... but you have to put down your stakes, and then you have to plant your wild berries, your grapes, and then you have to attach rope between the stakes. And that way the grapes can grow down the rope. You know, it kind of trellises there on that rope. So it's actually how I have my grapes set up in real life too. My grape bushes in the front yard are set up that way. So in my up-and-coming food forest, oh, we finally got one that has more than one grape on it. Yay me. Alright, yeah, give me lots of grapes. It's actually, we're getting some output this time. Okay, so we got 19 grapes. That means I should be able to fill this in and still have enough for a couple buckets. I do. And I guess I need to make some more wood. Next time I go over there, I'll take some stuff. I actually want to get that all fixed up and set up really, really nicely. Okay, so moment of truth. Here we go. We're going to see if this should work. Well, if multi-jump would stop acting up. Nope. Okay, no, it's not working. We're going to have to actually have the rustic grapes and not the Pam's Harvest Craft grapes. And I'm actually not sure what the Vicious Brew, the Shimmerdew Spirits, and the Cinderfire Whiskey do. I need to look into that, because that's all rustic thaumaturgy. So I got to figure out what those... But see, they don't have like a bottled form, so I don't even know if... I'm not even sure about those. So, once the sun comes up, though, we're going to go try to break some vines. It is coming up. Cool. Okay. Well, actually, I'll show you a sneak peek of what we're going to be checking out next episode. So, I was out exploring today, and look what I came across. I don't know what in the world this thing is, but it's some kind of a cube-like structure. And we can enter it. Oh, it's a dungeon. It's like full of taint. What kind of seeds? I got tomato seeds. Purple rim stable stone from Sonar Core. Hey! Nope. We got taint poison. Oh, please tell me the dungeon's just full of taint. Because that's going to be wonderful. Okay, so there's some grape seeds. So anytime we break vines, there's a chance we're going to get those. So even if you just get some vines, take them home and cultivate them, you should be able to get your grape seeds that way. Which I will probably end up bringing back some shears with me so that I can maybe get some of this to cultivate. But there's 4 grape seeds. We don't have to do anything too crazy right now. This is basically just a quick setup, and then we'll make a little bit more of an elaborate long-term grape setup. I mean, I still have a lot of, like, my herbs. I picked those up today, or not today, but yesterday, actually, and I was going to move them. I was like, man, I need to get these things moved. And then I never did because I couldn't figure out how I wanted to move them. So, okay, so what we're going to do, let's do, we'll come out to like right here. And we'll go ahead and attach rope Then we'll just bring this rope across like that. Okay. And then we'll come out to say right here. Attach rope. And we'll bring this out across. And then I'm going to come over to here and do it again. For right now. And then we'll make something, like I said, we'll make something a bit more elaborate. We'll make a nice, probably a nice little orchard area. Okay, so we got that stuff in place. Now I'm going to need to add some water because we're going to need some fertilized or some fertile soil. Of course, once again, you can use the fertile soil from, what mod adds that? I can't even remember. Is it random things? No, rustic. Oh, it is rustic, yeah. That's right, because I've got it in the pack that I'm working on, but I have rustic, so that one makes sense. It's a little bit later to access it though in the pack, because it's like game stage locked and recipe is a little bit different. But let's come back over to here, and we're going to get our grapes planted. And basically what they're going to do, they're going to grow up and hook onto this trellis. Okay, so we'll just put down our water, say right here. And then we're just going to stick a lily pad over the top of it. We'll go ahead and do that, just right in the middle. Because these can grow outwards by one block. And then we're going to take our grape seeds and we're just going to plant these down. That. And once they grow up to this, then they'll start spreading grapes out in these directions. And as long as there is space underneath them, like an air block, they can make grapes. So, I mean, technically you could have these grow up. I think they can even grow up taller. I'm not for sure. I've always done them just too high. But you may be able to make them even taller. I guess that's something that I should probably try here soon. I'll try to remember to do that. By the way, if you're not on the Discord, I actually made if you're interested, I made another master list. Kind of like what I did for Enigmatica, where there's like a master list of all the different crops that are available. I did make one for this pack, including saplings. I'm just going to go ahead and bone meal this a little bit. There we go, so it connects up. But I did make a master list, so if you're curious, it's posted up on the Discord. So, and then we'll go ahead and just grow this out, grow that out, grow that out, and that way you can start setting grapes. And you can see if I do that, there's a grape. We got 2 grapes off of that vine. And these are going to start growing. This area is chunk loaded. Cool. Cool. So, and let me go gather up some more wild berry, or some more wild berries. Because these should be coming back in now. And I'm actually going to need more of these. I need to start bearing in mind to grab more of these while I'm out exploring. So I tried to grab a few of them, and then I always get sidetracked and kind of just stop grabbing them, I guess. I don't think we've got enough grapes to start crushing up, but we do have some wild berries. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And is this done? It is. Okay, so we have a wild berry wine with a quality of 0.57. That's no good. We're just going to... Well, it might be good. Let's see. There's a 0.49. That one's terrible. We're not going to keep that. 0.62. Okay, that's the best one thus far. And 0.45. Okay, so 0.62. That's actually not a bad starting point. 0.62. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bottle, and we're going to throw this in here, and we're going to bottle this. So we have wild berry wine with a quality of 0.62. Now, you don't want to drink this stuff until you get at least above, I think it's a 0.75, I think. Because you're just going to get negative effects. But ideally, we're going to try to get this up to a quality of at least 1. Okay. Now, unless it's been fixed, you know, in SevTech, it would like keep going up. I'm not sure if that's fixed. I believe a quality of 1 is supposed to be like about the best. But we'll see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bottle of wild berry wine. We're going to put it into here. And basically this is a culture slot. Okay, so this is our cultured booze. This will not be consumed. But then what we can do is we can take a bucket of our wild berry juice and add this in here. It's going to start running. And basically it's going to take that culture and it's going to try to make it better. Okay. Once again, this is not going to be consumed. So at any point I can take a bottle and I can bottle this stuff back up. And take it back out of here. Okay. But we want to leave this in here while it's running. So what's going to happen is this wild berry juice is going to be right around this quality. It's either going to get, I think it's a 0.04 0.04 better, or it's the range is negative 0.01 or positive 0.04. So, for example, this could come out to be 0.61, 0.62, 0.63, 64, 65, 66. Okay, somewhere in that range is where it's going to come out to be. So your odds are better that you're going to get something better from doing this, but there is still a chance that you're going to get something worse. And if that happens, we'll just try to run it again with the same culture. So anyways, we're going to let that run for a bit. And then this extra wild berry wine, if I was right, it's 4. Yes, it is 4. We're going to add this to our liquid barrel so we can start maybe building up some wild berry wine. Once again, don't use more than 1 bucket. It's a waste. Just use 1 bucket. Try to get this culture or this quality up to a 1.0, and then we can use that 1.0 or whatever our highest quality is as our culture moving forward, and just kind of build upon it and make it better, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's pop over and see if our grapes are done, and if our grapes are done, we can start setting up some of those. I see some grapes. That means we should be able to get at least 1 bucket of this stuff running. We have 7 grapes. Come on, 1 more. I don't think twerking works with these grapes. I sure wish it did, but I don't think it does. I think in this pack, I think we're going to make like a really big grape orchard. I do believe. And, I think the rustic grapes, are they interchangeable with all Pam's grapes or no? So, for example, I can make grape juice. Yes, okay. So, yeah, I think we're just going to farm these instead of the Pam's grapes. I don't think there's any real reason to farm those, I don't guess. Because these just look better. I love Pam's Harvest Craft, don't get me wrong, but since these are interchangeable 100% with the other grapes, I'd rather have just a really big grape orchard that you walk down through and there's grapes growing on these like trellised vines. I would love it if Pam took Harvest Craft to a step above and had stuff like this. Rustic just has some of the best farming. There's just not a lot of seeds, So, anyways, I'm going to wait for 1 more grape because I'd like to at least get 2 buckets. So we got 10 grapes. Okay, that'll work. That will work out nicely. I don't know why I keep coming over here. I'm used to my teleport still being over here, I guess, in my head. So, that's my excuse. Let's go ahead and dump these. Actually pull those out. So anyways, what we're going to do now is we're going to start making ourselves some wine. So we're going to be making wild berry wine and regular wine. And then afterwards we'll get into some of the others because there are, like I said, there's a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but there's a few. And all of them are useful, but I like to kind of keep it to a minimum and not just trying to run everything at the same time. So, plus some of the stuff we're not going to be able to make until we get to the nether. So. Okay, I'm getting the last of that iron poured out right now. The culture, or the booze should be done, so let's take a look. Or that one's actually just finishing up. This one's done. We got a 0.61, so it actually ended up being worse. So what we're going to do is, let's see, let's grab our culture out of here, and let's just break this. And then we'll replace it. And so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to run this again because we ended up with the off chance that we get something worse. We got lucky, and by lucky I mean not lucky at all, and got one that's actually came out to be a bit worse. So we'll get that one running again. And then ideally if we get something that's better, then we'll bottle that up, get rid of this old culture, and have a new culture, right? So that's the plan. Okay, so let's make our anvil. And I can't remember if we need to do this in a table. No, it's just standard crafting. Okay. So there we go. It can be enchanted with apotheosis. And I'm actually kind of curious what... I think it gets like unbreaking, right? Yeah, unbreaking 4, 3, and 1 that we could add to this. I'm not going to worry about that right now, though. Let's set this up just like right there. That's fine. We're going to throw sharpness on this. It's nothing great, but it is going to boost our attack damage from 12 to 13, which isn't too bad. Every little bit counts where we're going. And let's see. Now I'm just waiting on the grape stuff to finish. The first one is done. We got a 0.48, which is pretty abysmal. We're going to try not to go with that. Ooh, a 0.3. And we're just waiting on this one to finish up. I'm not going with these. If I have to make totally new brews, I will, but those are just too bad. I'm not going to go with anything that's below probably like a 0.6. I think that'll be kind of our cutoff point. Alright, so we've got a few more grapes. Now let's try to get a few more wild berries real quick. I need to bring some of those plant balls over here because I'm pretty sure that wild berries could be duplicated with the plant balls. I don't see why not. I think any kind of plant is duplicatable with that. Okay, so there's a bucket of grape and wild berry juice. And we got a 0.29. Okay, so let's restart these. We're not going to go with that. We're going to keep trying. You know, it's actually kind of sad because I think the Thaumium Sword is, I believe it's the only Thaumium GregTech tool that doesn't get Fortune 2. Or, you know, in that case, Looting 2. Because the other ones all get Fortune. Plus, they have super durability, so we're going to get those tools before long. But we're pretty much at the point now where Tinkerers, we're not going to be using it so much. I think the only things that we'll really be using is like probably the hammer and the lumber axe, just for like convenience sake, like clearing stuff out. And that'll eventually get replaced. But, I mean, we're at the point now where the TC stuff's going to be kind of meh. Moving forward. It's about the time that you can make the better TC stuff that it starts to be kind of meh, whatever, you know. TC, it's kind of like old school in this pack. Which I love it. I get so tired of packs where TC is like the go-to thing for like every tool and all that. So it's a nice change of pace from most packs, I think. Okay, I've been brewing for a bit, and I've actually got the wild berry wine up to an 8.3. So let's go ahead, let's bottle that, I'm just going to switch them, and we're actually going to take this with us. And then I'm going to need this, and we'll add that in and get that running again. This one, the wine, I've got to a 0.7, and so I'm just going to go ahead and bottle that. And we'll just get that going again, because it came out to be even this time. And then cider, actually this was my first time running cider and I got a 0.63, so that's not bad. We're going to keep that. We'll go ahead and throw that into there. And of course cider comes from apples, so and you'll also get apple seeds whenever you do it, which you can plant and grow apples really easily. And then mead I've got to a 0.65, so this I'm actually just going to trash. Mead, I just now, that was my first run after finally getting a 0.6. It took me about, I was running 2 of them while I was doing it, and it took me about 12 runs to finally get something that was above like a 0.39. I had terrible luck with mead for some reason. But anyways, that covers mead, of course, comes from honey. So just smash up your honeycombs, apples, grapes, wild berries. And then the other two, the only other one that we can do right now is ironberry. And then there's also ale, which comes from netherwort. And then there is the rustic thaumaturgy ones, which I've got to look into those. I'm not sure about those. If they'll be of any use or whatnot. So the Vicap spores to make V-shrooms. V-shrooms is what makes the vicious wart. And then it's like, this one is the shimmer leaves, and this one is the cinder pearls. So, but we can smash those up. So I'm going to play around with those and look into those a little bit, because I'm not entirely sure what they do, to be honest. Anyways, one thing I want to craft real quick is I want to make a blindfold from Ice and Fire. And guess what time it is? I think it's about that time. You know, we talked a while back about, we saw that Medusa lair, and I wanted to go check it out. And I've actually been watching, I helped them out and to get their stuff back, but Mask Critic and Daddy77 were having some issues with some deaths. And basically a dungeon that kept pulling them in. So, anyways, I just helped them out, and it makes me want to go explore a dungeon And we don't have a whole lot of time this episode. Next episode, we're going to be doing more dungeon diving. But this episode, I want to finally go to the Gorgon lair. I wish there was water down there. Times like this when multi-jump will be kind of nice to have. But it still frustrates me because I end up taking so much damage with multi-jump. I could just jump for that water. Yeah. And I'm not sure if this is going to be a good idea. I'm not for sure if the Medusas are buffed, or the Gorgons are buffed in this pack or not. But we're going to wing it. Alright, so I've got my elixirs, my wildberry wine, my wine. And I actually have to put on this blindfold. And I can't put it over a head slot. No. So I'm going to actually have to equip this thing. Well, I don't have to equip it yet. Once we get in there, I'll equip it. So, let me hit F7. Let's get this going. And torches. I need torches. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I love it. This sword does legitimate damage. Okay. So, now what we have to do is try to open up this this staircase. That was part of it. I think that was it. Actually. Okay, the only downside is I'm going to have... let me light up some of this too. I hear skeletons and stuff down there, which I'm not super excited about. Oh, that's the Gorgon. Okay, I think I should probably go ahead and put on this, which is going to kind of give us a blindness effect, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and drink one of these. We're not going to pop our... Whoa! Okay, anyways. Let's ease down here. Okay. Can't tell if that skeleton's... Yeah, that skeleton's turned to stone. Okay. Oh, they're still making sound effects. Oh, no. Nope. There's a skeleton for sure. There she is. Alright. There we go. She is dead. Ha-ha. That actually wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad at all. And so now I have a Gorgon head, so I can turn things to stone. And I can put my helmet back on. And we can go down here. And actually loot this place. No. I guess I could make a shield, huh? Okay. Dun dun dun. Now, as much fun as that was, it actually was not as bad as I was expecting. Because I was going to pop that wildberry wine so we had some mega regen. I'll show you what it does. Just so you can get an idea. I'm still working those up, and I'm not going to mass produce them until we get... I'm actually going to steal all these skeleton skulls, too. I think the other one probably... Oh, you know what I just thought of? Something great. We got netherrack. Haha! You're not supposed to be able to get netherrack to make the better potions until you go to the nether. But these have netherrack in them. I did not even think about that. That is awesome. Okay. I have to get all of this. We found a way to get netherrack early. I was actually thinking about, like, if we could find a dungeon that happens to have, like, fire. Because, you know, it's a common thing for structure makers to use netherrack. You know, normally in vanilla it's not really, like, a gated thing. But if we could get enough netherrack, we could start making the better potions before we even get to the nether. And that's where most of the really good potions are, is from the nether. Because I was looking and I was like, I want to make some better potions for like next episode whenever we start doing the actual dungeons. But they're so, like, there's not really much in the way that I can make until we go to the nether for the first time and get netherrack. But if we can gather up some netherrack in other ways, which I really don't think, I mean, pretty much all I can do to make nether bricks is smelt netherrack. And to make netherrack, this is your options. You know, there's no way to actually just make it. So I'm still probably, I'm not going to have enough netherrack for getting the better potions at the moment. We'll take a look and see what we've got here, but... I mean, we could always just explore more. There's probably more dungeons, and maybe next episode, who knows, but... Because we're going to need 5 nether bricks there, and then we're going to need 3 retorts. So you're talking about 6 more. So I'm looking at 11 netherrack before I can make the advanced potions. But then we can make stuff like strength and all that, which is going to be nice. It's going to be very, very nice. Now, another thing that we can do is these spiders here. Yeah, I can do this. I had the wrong tool. And I can actually pick these up. And I can move them around. And I can put them in our base. So we have like stone creatures in our base. And like these skeletons. And it seems like, I'm not sure if it's them making the sound or if there's actually like a dungeon beneath us. I like this guy. I wonder if he picked up that skeleton head that I lost. Aha. Free redstone stuff, which isn't bad. There's actually quite a bit of good stuff in here. I guess I should grab maybe all this redstone, I suppose. I don't know. It's really not that rare. I didn't think about the mobs being in here. Alright, but I want to show you what these will do, and they'll get better. Right now the quality, 0.7 and 0.8, it's not great, but as the quality increases, so too will the effect. So if we drink, say, a potion of regeneration, okay, we've got 45 seconds of regeneration, and then if I pop a bottle of wine, we now have 1 minute and 23 seconds of regeneration, and then if I pop wildberry wine, it's regeneration 2. But I am drunk now, a little bit. I'm a little bit inebriated. Which I don't think inebriation does much on its own. But if you get really, really drunk, you're going to start getting like dizzy and, you know, nausea and all that stuff. And that's no fun. And you get some negative effects. But as you increase the quality of your drinks, they will cause you to become inebriated slower. And then in addition, their effects are going to increase. Whereas the negative effects that can pop up, if you notice when I popped that bottle of wine, I got like a split second of hunger. It wasn't very long. It was just like half second, or well, it wasn't a half second, maybe like 2 seconds or something of hunger. It didn't really do anything. So those effects will become pretty much obsolete. You know, they're not going to even like come up really once we get up to a quality of 1. And then in addition, we'll have better effects, slower inebriation, and so we can use potions a bit more. Or brews a bit more. So they're going to be super, super useful. And the other 2 that I'm doing, the cider, what it does is it gives you magic resistance effect, which of course will be good for various bosses and enemies that use magic. Mead that I'm making here will actually give us Wither Ward, which is going to be super useful for Wither Skeletons and the Wither boss and Gaia Guardian and stuff like that, because it reduces the damage that you take from Wither effect. So, very, very useful. And then if you get Iron Berries going, they give you Absorption Hearts, and then the Ale is, which is, you know, we're going to have to go to the Nether to get that. Unless we happen to find Nether Wart somewhere else, which is a possibility, I suppose. Maybe from a dungeon or something like that next episode. But those are going to give us basically full stomach, so we don't get hungry very easily, because it basically fills up your saturation. So that will be super useful as well. So, but yeah, so anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode, so I'm going to end it out here. Next episode, when we come back, we are going to spend the entire episode, possibly even 2 episodes, just exploring, like actual exploring. You know, we've ran around the world and looked at villages and some astral sorcery temples and all that, and that was great and everything, but we're actually going to go down in dungeons and kill things. And especially after killing that Medusa, that Gorgon, I don't know why I keep saying Medusa, it's going to be a whole lot easier, right? It's going to be a whole lot easier. So, and then I can, you know, I can always set up my stone statues. These will get moved, but we can set these up. So I can do like, there's a spider, and there's a spider, and I'm totally going to use this as the thumbnail, so just be ready. And then we'll have, say, skeleton, and maybe I should turn, no, facing this way is fine. And then skeleton. So, there we go. We have our own little stone army going on right here. So, but you have to have a silk touch pick, so don't forget that. Otherwise, you'll just get stone from it. With that, I'm going to end out this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, I'll see you guys then.